You're on a Bluegrass Breakdown radio show. Who do we got?
This is Brian.
Brian, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, doing great, man. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. What do you got on your mind tonight, Brian?
Well, first of all, I want to tell you guys I really enjoy your show. I've been listening to it for a while. Sounded like you had a little crazy Mr. Mack called in there. That guy might want to check into rehab. But I want to talk horse racing.
Oh, yeah, horse racing. Got a big race coming up Saturday, don't we?
We got a lot of big races coming up, but actually it all starts tomorrow. But I wanted to see if you guys had heard of this 14-year-old kid from Ireland that's coming over to sing his Breeders' Cup song. Did you hear that story?
I haven't heard it. Tell us about it. What's up with it?
Some kid over there raised near a horse farm in Ireland, very famous horse course there, and he wrote a song about the Breeders' Cup, and somehow it got over to the officials here, and they brought the whole family over. He performed it at 4th Street Live the other day, and he's going to sing it at 3:30. Pretty good song. He's going to sing it at 3:30 Saturday, but got a nice expense-paid trip for his whole family from Ireland. First time they've been over to the States, and pretty good story.
Now, I did actually see that. I believe it was on the news the other night. I didn't catch his name or actually catch his singing, but I did see that they mentioned the kid from Ireland was on 4th Street, singing that song. So that's pretty good for him and his family.
Yeah, it was good. A pretty good, pretty catchy song. I listened to it. He's pretty good. But yeah, it all gets going tomorrow at 4:00 with the ladies. It's Ladies' Day. 2 or 3 years ago, they started having the ladies only on Friday on Breeders' Cup, and
okay.
That'll be what happens tomorrow. So it starts. They'll have the regular racing going tomorrow up until 4:10, and then they'll run the Breeders' Cup races tomorrow for the fillies, and that'll end with the Ladies' Classic about 7:30 tomorrow night, and then it kicks off Saturday with all the boys.
Now.
Good deal. Sorry to interrupt you there, Brian. Do you think that the Irish kid's name is Mark Boylan?
That sounds right. That name sounds Irish, and boy, you got to see the mug on the kid. Looks like he's had a couple pints in him before he got that song out.
Them Irishmen.
Tell you what, we got McCarthy and a Patrick here, so yeah, we're all about the.
Oh, I know it. I know. I'm German, but those Irish, those are dangerous people.
Tell you what.
They love their sauce. I'll give them that.
Well, who's your pick for the race on Saturday? The big race.
I'm going with the filly in the Classic. And last year, the filly lost by a nose, but she won the year before. And of course, I'm talking about the fabulous filly Zenyatta, who had her perfect 19-0 streak broke last year by a nose to blame in the Breeders' Cup Classic. But this year there's a horse, Hava de Grace, that's coming in, and unfortunately it'd be a short price. I think she's a very talented filly trained by Larry Jones. Larry's the same trainer that had the filly 8 Bells.
Oh, I remember.
That finished second in the Derby a few years ago and then melted right after the finish line. And
I was there on the backside. There was a lot of emotional women there.
Oh, that was a bad day for racing, bad day for Larry Jones from what I've read. And, but he's, her ashes have been buried there at Churchill Downs. And so that's a bad day for racing. But the filly looks strong. But the real story of the day is another filly, Goldakova, who's going to run in the race right before the Classic. And she is going for a 4-peat in the Breeders' Cup Mile. You heard me right, a 4-peat. She got the 3-peat last year, which was unheard of, and she's going out. Tomorrow's her last race. She's going to be retired. She's a French horse. She comes over every year, and she's going for the 4th straight Breeders' Cup Mile.
Wow. 4-peat. I didn't even know that horse.
4-peat.
Wow. That is unprecedented.
Goldakova. She'll go down as maybe... Well, you never know how great they are, but she's certainly a great one.
So are you telling the fans, maybe put some money down on this one?
Well, I mean, my God, if you hadn't done it for the last 3 years, you've lost money, and I can't imagine they sent her across the pond to have her lose on the way out.
Yes, I totally agree. Now, quick with Brian, for the fans who like myself who aren't into horse racing as much, is this the Breeders' Cup? Is it as big as the Derby? How is it compared to that?
In attendance and stuff, it's not. It'll be about 75,000. Derby course draws more than double that. But I tell you, I go to it every year, and the grandstand's just as full, just about. It's the Derby's. It is not on par with the Derby. Of course, Churchill Downs has hosted this thing 8 times, and every year I think they got the eight best total attendance record. So no place supports it like Churchill Downs. No place can hold that kind of amount of fans. So it'll be 75,000. Every time they move it from Churchill, the attendance figures go down, but it's not on par with Derby. But the actual quality of racing is far superior. There's no better place in the world that's why the payoffs are so big. You got full fields, anywhere from 10 to 14 horses in these races, and they're all champions. Some of them had to have been supplemented by their owners to actually get in the race, as much as $100,000. And people just don't ship their horses from all over the world unless they think they got a really good horse. And you put that many good horses together and you get wild payoffs. And that's what draws all the bettors, and that's what really fuels the whole action. But it is when you look up at the tote board after any one of these races, you're just shocked with the payoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely all about the big purses. I know. I remember that each year. It seems that the winner of a lot of the races on that day, not just the main race, right? It's the whole day, the whole experience.
Yeah, $2 million races all day, $1 million races. I mean, it's
and what's
a ton
the Derby?
Of money, and that's why all the horses are there. And then when you get all those great horses together, what really makes it work economically is you get all the bettors involved, and you get all the money from not just obviously at Churchill Downs, but the money pours in. I was reading articles this morning from Europe. The English and the Irish, they bet a lot with their bookies, and the money this is an international day of betting, and that's really what drives the whole thing. But on another note, it's a big driver of economic activity to the city of Louisville.
And indirectly to the entire state.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, because a lot of times when they come in, they find their way over to Lexington, these big horse players, and they get over to Lexington, and that's where they buy their horses, and really supports the breeders over in Lexington. And with all the political problems Kentucky horse racing's had, it needs all the shots in the arm it can get. Probably one of the most underreported stories has just been the complete collapse of the political support for the Kentucky horse racer. And a shame of it is that it's leaving the state, and we'll be hard pressed to get it back. But on a brighter note, Breeders' Cup will be a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate the perspective on the horse racing. That's some good stuff for sure, Brian. While we got you on the line, before we let you go, are you able to watch any of this Louisville-Bellarmine scrimmage?
I'm watching it right now on my internet. I'm actually up in Ohio, guys. It's 31-25. Was that Russ Smith? Russ Smith has pretty much taken over. It's 33-25. Russ Smith is, I think for sure, is the leading scorer. He's got at least 10 points, but
so that's what you take away from it so far, is that Russ Smith is really standing out. Is that right?
Yeah, he's been very creative. Swapshire looks a lot more assertive than he has. He's got a new hairdo. He's about bald-headed. But the big thing I noticed is that Bellarmine's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, Brian, we certainly appreciate you coming on and giving us some much-needed horse racing perspective for KentuckySports.co. We'll have to have you on again soon. Thank you very much, Brian. Have a good evening.
Oh, my pleasure, guys. Hey, I love your program. Keep doing the great work, guys. We love you out here.
Thanks, Brian.
Good to hear that we have viewers as far as up in Ohio, which is great.
We've had
extending all the way
We've
out
had
to
Georgia
Ohio.
now and Ohio. We had Bob, former Oldham County grad, but he's down in Georgia, So we're branched out there. Matt, do we need to?
Yeah, because I want to lead out with this Irish song.
Okay, we'll go to a quick
Breeders'
break.
Cup song.
We'll be right back. Just give us 1 minute.
With more of the Kentucky Bluegrass Breakdown.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mark Boyle. I'm from Banner in County Offaly in Ireland. I'm a horse racing enthusiast, and As you may know, the Breeders' Cup World Championships are one of the biggest sporting events in the world. I'm a singer-songwriter in my spare time, and in my latest song, I've tried to combine my passion for the Breeders' Cup World Championships along with my love of music. This is my tribute to the Breeders' Cup, and it's called Stateside. You can feel it in the air over here and over there. The sort of racing you can't compare, and there. They're coming to Stateside, and they're coming from the east for this festival feast. Coming from the west to take on the best of them. They're coming to Stateside, and they're neck on neck, heads on the wire. The roar of crowd you want desire. The race is on across the sea, just to be the one who goes down in history tonight. Let's make it right. All these legends and greats coming to the States. The fortune awaits when they open the gates tonight. Let's make it right. Our voices heard, this is the world. Let's give it up for the Breeders' Cup. For the Breeders' Cup. When you're turning for home with success on your mind, you're wondering what you'll find out you're boxed on the inside. And when the world is looking for a brand new star, you gotta let them know who you are. Now you're here, now you're Stateside, and there, neck on neck, heads on the wire. The roar of the crowd, you want desire. The race is on across the sea, just to be the one who goes down in history tonight. Let's make it right. All these legends and greats coming to the States. Their fortune awaits when they open the gates tonight. Let's make it right. Our voices heard, this is the world. Let's give it up for the Breeders' Cup. For the Breeders' Cup. Let's give it up for the Breeders' Cup. Thank you.